When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings.
When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had nothing at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings.
I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads,
And one by one I count them as they slumber in their bed.
If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads,
And one by one I count them as they slumber in their bed.
If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. Yes, you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Venice. And before we do anything, please join me in welcoming Rob Gervais on the flute today. Rob is Ann Prescott's son and visiting from the other West Coast of California. And he's sitting in on flute today. So thank you, Rob. Quickly, I walked the labyrinth today and I noticed a couple things. First was, as I was walking, because the air was so thick, often you can hear the interstate and those trucks going by, and it's fairly noisy, actually. But today, I don't know if it was just the heavy air and the fog, it was absolutely quiet. And I went in there, sort of my head spinning with all the things I have to do, and I'm just sort of my jammies are in a little twist right now about the coming week. And as I walked and noticed the quiet, and all I could hear was my feet on those stones. And also I could hear in my head the intake of the air through my nostrils. And whatever happened, I didn't notice any, there wasn't a burning bush along the way or anything, but when I got out of the labyrinth and continued on, I was at peace, and that has the magic of the quiet. The quiet there, I was able to take the quiet and go within. So that was a great thing for me. The other thing I noticed was the little statue. I think it's St. Francis had a pair of sunglasses on as I walked in. And first of all, they didn't fit him, so I just kind of set them down there. So if anybody was there and lost their sunglasses, St. Francis is holding them for you, and that would be a really cool thing. I did want to say quickly that I had my grandson Kai this weekend, and he was his usual inimitable self. We went to the boat parade last night, and at one point he didn't like the boats all honking their horns, and they were setting off the air. The one thing he said to me, he said, "JJ, I know at the end of this parade I'm going to be traumatized." Gotta love that guy. Anyway, I hope you find a smile in that, and I hope you all find some inner peace today, too. So let's do a little singing. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Whew. Spirit is in this place. Good morning, everyone. So great to be back here with you all. I'm Reverend Robin Ryder, your senior minister, and I hope that everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And I know you were wonderfully inspired and blessed last Sunday by Reverend Linda Martella-Whitsett. We were spending the Thanksgiving holiday on the east coast of Florida with my brother and extended family, which means I got to be with my Emmy, my 3-year-old great niece Emmy. And Jamie's always blessing us with great anecdotes of Kai, so I thought I've got to throw an Emmy one in there, if I may. Will you indulge me? So the day after Thanksgiving, her mom and dad, my niece and her husband had to work, and so we and my brother and his wife had her for the day and did a wildlife sanctuary and fun little adventures, and we were back at the house, and we were out in the backyard, and Linda was doing a art and craft thing with Emmy, and Emmy's dad came home, and he got himself a beer out of the fridge and came out to join us, and there weren't any extra chairs there, so he sat down on the swing. And Emmy turned from, she had been playing with Linda, and she turned around and saw him, and she got a very exaggerated, growly pout thing going on, and she said, "Daddy, that's not your swing, that's my swing, you get out of my swing." And he just kind of smiled and kept swinging. And so Linda decided to have a little fun with her and said, "Well, Emmy, why don't you go kick him out? Go get him." So Emmy walked over and she grabbed her dad's hand and gave a yank, and, he didn't budge. So then she reached for his beer. And he said, "What, are you trying to get a sip or something?" And she said, "No." She yanked it out of his hand. And she walked over to the other side of the yard, set it down on the arm of a chair. So guess what he had to do? He got up to go get his beer, and she jumped right in that swing. Now that is some cleverness, wouldn't you say, for a 3-year-old to have the critical thinking to go those steps, to think, I know I got to get him out, so what's going to get him up out of that swing? I like to say she gets her smarts from her great Aunt Robin, let's say that. But we had a wonderful time, a lot of great joy, and so glad to be back here with you all on what is about to be the most extraordinary week in the history of this ministry. We got great things coming. You'll hear lots more about that. Good morning, online family, by the way. So glad you are watching us. But first things first, I want to offer a special welcome. If it is your first time here in Sunday Celebration, I'd like to come and say good morning, and we have a little bag of blessings for you. So you just need to pop up a hand so I can find you if it's your first Sunday Celebration with us.
Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. Did you know you're one with God for eternity? Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. You're not a stranger anymore, now you're family. We have new words. Welcome, welcome to Venice Unity. Spirits led you to a place you're truly meant to be. Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. You're not a stranger anymore, you're friends and family.
Wonderful. We're so glad you joined us here today. And that little necklace you're wearing not only helps us welcome you, but after church we serve a wonderful abundant lunch over in God's Cafe, and that necklace affords you the opportunity to go to the front of the line. So I hope that you will join us in that. So I'm going to be talking a little bit later about our Unity Gala, which is this Friday night, but I want to just give you a seed thought to hold on to now, which is this year we are going to be doing table assignments. Because we're trying to prevent a large amount of chaos. And so if you have some folks, obviously we will put you with your spouses and significant others, the people that you bought your tickets with, but if you have some other folks that you would like to be able to sit with, the tables are tables for 8. There's going to be a little table out front with some paper, or if you have a piece of scrap paper, just write your name and the names of folks you would want to join you at your table. And if you don't know very many people, that's okay. We are going to divinely assign you to your perfect spot. So we're going to do that this week. So when you arrive and check in, you'll be told your table number, so that way we don't have a lot of scrambling around trying to figure out where to go, because that'll just waste time for all the fun we're going to be having. So that way it'll make things easier. So if you have some people that you want to join you at your table, just write your name and their names down and give that to Linda and our team out in the lobby. All right, so we are a ministry. Oh, wait, the flowers. I'm there. Our beautiful flowers with the roses and the wonderful Christmas colors are sponsored today by Jay Kasmark, wishing happy birthday, Poppy. And many, many more. Thank you, thank you. So we are a ministry of prayer and healing, so we know that no one passes beyond the power of prayer. So if there's a person, a circumstance that you would like to lift into the light of prayer right now, let's just speak that right out. Who and what are we praying with today? Speak it out. So let us pray. Sweet beloved Spirit, we feel you mightily and wonderfully at work here in each one of our hearts and lives, and in the hearts and lives of everyone on this planet Earth. We see your light expressing in a greater way, your love penetrating all separation. We see the power of healing, peace, and oneness at work. And we give thanks for the opportunity to remember the truth. And we affirm that truth together as we speak and affirm our Unity Foundation statement on the screen behind me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. So it is. Music team.
Here we go.
We three kings of Orient are bearing gifts. We traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Frankincense to offer have I, incense owns a deity nigh, prayer and praising, all men raising, worship him, God most high. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Good morning.
Morning.
Today is the first Sunday of Advent, and for the daily words we have two, hope and faith. My hope leads me to deepen in faith. As Advent season begins, I feel a quickening, a renewal deep within me as I embark upon the spiritual journey leading to Christmas. Over the year, I may have hoped for lasting peace, greater love, or abiding joy. But as I have grown spiritually, I have learned to look for those things within, to claim them as aspects of my divine identity. And once I do that, I will begin to see them manifest in my life. Faith is how I begin to bring my hopes to life. Like my other divine gifts, I always have faith. It's up to me to decide how to use it. When I choose to believe that peace will blanket the earth, love will heal hearts, and joy will bring harmony to the world's people, I am using the power of my faith to bring those visions to vivid life. And the biblical reading, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. John 1, verse 5.
So during the Advent season, I thought that our Unity treasures I would be bringing from some of the Unity Advent booklets that have been published over the last few years. And so they'll not be from our original founding iconic Unity leaders, but from some of the lights and leaders of today. So this morning's reading on the topic of faith is from our own beloved Reverend Elizabeth Longo. As I go forth on my Christmas journey, awakening the Christ in me, I do so with a strong conviction that faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Through the light of faith, I see beyond appearances and affirm with certainty that all things work for good. My unshakable faith lights the way and creates a path even when I'm not able to see it. I look toward the horizon with hope, for I know that with faith, all things are possible. My faith is strong in God's mighty power. I claim my divine powers as I renew my spirit through the divine birth within me. With an open, generous heart, bursting with love and joy, I go forth this season, being a presence of light and peace wherever I am. Reverend Elizabeth Longo.
Life is lovely. Joy is more complete when you live life with a childlike heart. Work is playtime, and everyone's a friend. Wonder is everywhere with a childlike heart. Anything is possible in this state of mind. Dreams come true, they really do. And life is oh so kind. Heaven happens learn to trust and live life with a childlike, with a childlike, with a childlike heart, with a childlike heart, with a childlike heart.
Good morning. I'm Michael, and I'm a member of your spiritual care team. If you see any individuals walking around the grounds with this shawl, please stop them and share what is on your heart, knowing that prayer is something that we all need, all that we all want, and in fact, it's the foundation of what we believe here in Unity. So today, I would like us to pray for peace. We can't make peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis. We cannot make peace between Russia and Ukraine. Peace is a difficult thing to achieve. If we read the Bible, Old and New Testaments, peace has been difficult throughout the centuries to achieve. But there is one peace within ourselves that we can affect, that we can end the war that exists inside our thinking. So today, I would like you to just sit back in your chair. I invite you to put both feet on the floor and connect with Mother Earth. If you're comfortable, close your eyes and allow your consciousness to reach down and listen to the Spirit within. Prayer doesn't change things in the world. Prayer changes the minds and hearts of those who pray and for those whom we pray. In this season of joy and thanksgiving, we take the time for ourselves, returning to our spirit, connecting with the peace that rests within. Matthew 5:9 said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God." In 2 Thessalonians 3:16, "How may the Lord of peace himself give you peace of all times in all ways. The Lord be with you all." Amen. And now let's just slowly come back. Open your eyes. Take a deep breath and be at peace. Namaste.
of mind. Dreams come true, they really do. And life is oh so kind. Heaven happens when you learn to trust and live life with a childlike, with a childlike, with a childlike, with a childlike heart, with a childlike heart.
Thank you. Thank you, team, and thank you, Michael. Beautiful. Much needed. Well, welcome to December. That was kind of funny how much of a groan that was met with. Oh, we are in December, so we're in the holiday season. And I've been in prayer, of course, for the last few weeks about how I wanted to, what I wanted to share on Sundays through this month and what I wanted to connect with. And I never quite know where I'm going to be inspired or where the hit's going to come, where God's going to speak. So I'm always open, always listening. And last week I was watching TV and on came a commercial and it inspired me. And so this morning, my message is called December to Remember. Now, do not get excited, people. I am not Oprah, so it's not going to be all like, you get a Lexus and you get a Lexus. It's not going to be that December to remember, because that's what those commercials are for. And I mean, some of you may have. I have personally not yet had the experience of waking up on Christmas morning to find a brand new Lexus in my driveway with a giant bow on it. Always open, universe, always open. But no, what I want to talk about is using December and all that will be unfolding and happening and around us to remember the spiritual truth. The truth about who we are, the truth about one another, the truth about God. So I started looking around and paying attention to my surroundings, to the things in my home, to the things on my street, to the things in the store, and I saw that there are holiday decorations everywhere. All over. There are holiday decorations everywhere. And I've always been a big lover of holiday decorations and Christmas lights. But I started to get these ideas and these little hits from Spirit. And I realized that if we want to, that we can take a little bit of a closer look at some of the symbols, some of the things we see all the time through Christmas season, and we can go deeper into the metaphysical meaning of what truth we might learn from these symbols. You know, metaphysics simply means beyond the physical. It's going beneath what we can just see and know right out of the gate. And metaphysically interpreting things has always been one of my gifts. It's part of my work. I look around the world always looking for what's the metaphysical message. It's been said of me, I can metaphysy anything. So that's kind of what I did this week. And I came up with, as I looked around, I came up with 3 very common Christmas symbols that we see lots and lots of, that today I'm going to give you the metaphysics behind them and give you a spiritual truth to link to that, so that every time you see one of these symbols, which is likely to be hundreds, if not thousands of times in this month, you're going to be invited to remember. So are you with me? Are you open to taking a new look? So we're going to start out with Santa. We're going to start out with Santa because there are, of course, depictions of Santa and the reindeer and all things Santa, Santa hats and Santa belts and Santa everything all over the place. And I want to take a look at what we can learn and what is a spiritual truth embedded in that. And in order to do that, I want to take a look just for a minute at how absolutely impossible the Santa Claus story actually is. Now, I will preface this by saying almost single thing Jesus did in his ministry through a certain set of eyes was seen as absolutely impossible. So we have this being, this wonderful representation of Christmas, who is the granter of wishes, and who on Christmas Eve, in the one night, in the span of Christmas Eve to Christmas morning, so that is 12 hours, right? That's 12 hours, is Christmas Eve to Christmas morning. And this man travels the globe. And he stops at billions of houses. And at billions of houses all over the globe, in a 12-hour time period, gifts are left. Stockings are stuffed filled. Things are hung on trees. Cookies are eaten. Now let's just take a second and do a tiny bit of math, shall we? I'm going to think, like best case scenario, 5 minutes a house. Like best case scenario, okay? Like to get in, there's the whole chimney thing, you get in, and you add the stuff into the stocking, and the stocking, and the stocking, and the stocking, and under the tree, and you get the cookies, and you get back out to the sleigh. So best case scenario, if he's on his game, it's 5 minutes a house. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So that is 20 houses an hour. Right? What did I do? 12. 12 times 12 hours, which is 144. Yes. And that's best case scenario. That's 144 houses. There are more houses than that in my neighborhood. And then we're not even accounting for things like time zones. And has anybody ever traveled overseas? Like to Australia from here? Doesn't it take like that much time just to get there? So this story is absolutely impossible. And yet, in a 12-hour time span between Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, in billions of houses all over the world, stockings are filled, gifts are left, cookies are eaten. Right? It happens. And yet it's impossible. And so what makes it happen? What makes it happen is faith and belief in the possibility. The reason all those things happen is because it is believed by so many that it will. And because they believe, it happens. The impossible. And so with God, all things are possible for those who believe, who have that faith and that knowing and that truth. All things are possible. There's no limitations to the power of God at work in so many ways, in so many forms, because that miracle does take place. All of those gifts are delivered and stockings are filled, and all of those children are blessed with so much joy on Christmas morning. It happens. Yet it's impossible, but it happens because they believe, because there is faith, and that faith rises up all of the energy of the universe to support that result. So now can you look at a Santa differently and see and say, all things are possible? That's the message. All things are possible because of faith and belief. How about a wreath? We see Christmas wreaths in so many places, in so many forms, so many ways, different sizes and shapes and kinds. And a wreath is a powerful symbol because a wreath is a circle. And so a wreath has no beginning and no end. And so it is this energy of constant, never-ending connection. So I'm going to start looking at a wreath, and I'm going to start thinking about all of humanity and that our connection at heart and spirit has no beginning and no end. That we are one. We are one united, beautiful, connected, powerful whole. We are one. And it even kind of looks like the letter O that starts one. We are one, the wreath tells us. And then what we're going to see the most of, my favorite thing, are lights. Christmas lights, lights on the trees, lights on the wreaths, lights on the houses. All over the place, there's lights twinkling everywhere, right? Have you seen them? Lights everywhere. Just even in one tree, there's hundreds of lights. Well, don't you think the metaphysics of that one is kind of easy? Like, you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world, and the world is filled with light. That's what I want to be holding through this holiday season. There's one thing I can decide about the world when I open up the internet or turn on the news, right? It does not appear as though the world is filled with light when I look at those things. And I see war and terror and horror and separation, and that can cause me to go into a place of the dark part of myself and start buying into that and get into that heaviness energy. Does that stuff in the world sometimes make any of you heavy? Just heaviness, like, oh. And when we do that, we're lowering our vibration, and we're not doing the work that we're called to do, which is to be the light, to express the light, to bring the light where there is darkness. Darkness cannot drive away darkness. Only light can do that. Dr. Martin Luther King. And so instead of energizing to the darkness, the heaviness, the separation, we can just look around. You don't have to look very far at all. And you will see light. You will see these reminders. I am the light. Say that. I am the light. I am the light. Jesus told us that. And you should not hide that light under a bushel basket, but put it up on a hill for all to see. Shine that light. And you know what? Because I know I'm the light, it helps me also to know that you are the light. Let's call in Mama here. Turn to somebody around you and say, you are the light. You are the light. You online, you are the light. You are the light. And when we can know that, and see it and be it, that's when we become the catalyst for profound transformation. That's when we're living the example that we are meant to be here to do, is to know the truth of who we are, and to know that truth for one another and in one another, and then circle back to the fact that we are one. I am the light, you are the light, we are one. Our lights come together to bring more brightness. And when we do that, do you know what's possible in the world? All things. Impossible, crazy things, amazing things, absolute perfect peace, total healing, abundance and joy for everyone on this planet is absolutely possible. Yes. When we live as the light and when we remember the truth. Amazing things, extraordinary things, life-changing things happen. Sometimes at a global level, sometimes right inside one home. Sometimes right inside one home. With God, all things are possible. We are one, and we are the light, and you are the light. So I have a video we're going to show you. And if we can bring the house lights down too, Nathan. As I was working on my message this week, this came across the internet, and I said, okay, Spirit, thank you. Because this is the living demonstration of what we're talking about today. And I would like to be your loving guide and strongly encourage you to get a tissue in your hand. You're going to want to trust me on that. Second row people, hand a box up to the front row people. There's boxes all over. Just trust me, because in about 2.5 minutes, you're going to be scrambling for one.
Through there.
Gramps! Gramps? Well, we got you a present. We hope you like it. Come on.
How is she?
Good days and bad, Lars, but the love is always there.
More bad days than good?
There's some days is when she doesn't even recognize me.
I'm so sorry, Daddy.
Let's make today a good day.
Hang on a second. You'll need these, Tracy.
Yes, Mom.
And don't be too long.
Okay. Ready? Yeah. Great. Yeah. All right. Get your seatbelt on. Look at you.
Woo! Yeah!
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
Some good lights this year, right? I wonder if it'll snow. It never seems to snow as much as it used to. Oh, shakes from Bittersweet Cafe.
I tell a tale sure to make you
Saginaw?
You were actually born in that house.
Oh.
Here's your old high school.
wish that I could wish for you.
Bill.
My first horror movie. I'm not sure Mom ever forgave you for that.
We put the whole lot of you in the back of this thing.
Yeah, that's right. Me, Chris, Jeff, Phil.
Jeff is a troublemaker.
Makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine.
Gramps says this is where he first kissed you.
No.
Look so lovely.
I kissed him. He was far too shy. Bill, I need to see Bill. Oh, he can't do the dinner alone.
Sunshine almost all the time makes me high. Sunshine almost
It's good to be together. Be careful there. Watch your step. You got it?
I do.
You have it? All right.
I have it. You've always been the clever one.
Merry Christmas, Gramps.
Ah, Merry Christmas. Let's go.
Let's go in.
if I had a day that I could give you. I'd give to you a day just like today.
Remember the truth. We are the light, each and every one of us. And we are one. And when we know that, and when we anchor that, and when we live by that, all things are possible. Merry Christmas.
She leaned with her head on the window, watching evergreen bend in the snow, remembering Christmas the way it had been so many seasons ago, when the children would reach for the stocking and open the presents they found. The lights on the tree would shine bright in their eyes, reflecting the love all around.
This year there's no one to open the gifts, no reason for trimming the tree. And just as a tear made its way to the floor, she heard voices outside start to sing. Merry Christmas to all who may dwell here. Merry Christmas if even just one. May the joy of the season surround you. Merry Christmas with love.
Carolers sang as they opened the door, faces of friends in the crowd, and all of the shadows and lonely reminders driven away by the sound.
Now the heart that for years had been silent was suddenly filled with song, as she clung to their hands like a child in the night. She found herself singing along. Merry Christmas to all who may dwell here. Merry Christmas if even just one. May the joy of the season surround you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all who may dwell here. Merry Christmas if even just one. May the joy of the season surround you. Merry Christmas. With love.
Good morning again. Thank you, Robin, for those great words. Something to think about each time you go to the mall and see a Santa. I would like at this time to ask the ushers to please come forward. Now is the time in our service to joyously support our church with our tithes and our offerings. For those of you who are joining us for the first time today, please know that your presence with us is your gift to us. If you filled out the information card on the front of the welcome packet, please drop it in the offering basket as it passes by. I now invite you to take your gift in your hands and let us join in the offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen.
Twinkling lights, a chill is in the air, carols everywhere. Close your eyes, it's almost here. Candles and cards, favorite movie scenes, the smell of evergreens, as special as it's always been.
And I have a dream or two. Maybe they will come true. Setting our hopes on a big snow tonight. We'll wake up to a world of white, and it's gonna be a Christmas to remember. Light up the fireplace and Nat King Cole, always sentimental, and don't you know that it's gonna be a Christmas to remember.
I know it's true, but time doesn't stand still. Many things can change, but we know some things never will.
Memories we share,
The songs we always sing, the mystery of life, the hopefulness that season brings.
and I have a dream or two. Maybe they will come true. Setting our hopes on a big snow tonight. We'll wake up in a world of light, and it's gonna be a Christmas to remember. Light up the fireplace and Nat King Cole, always sentimental, and don't you know that it's gonna be a Christmas to remember. To remember. And I have a dream or two. Maybe they will come true. Come true. Setting our hopes on a big snow tonight. We'll wake up to a world of white, and it's gonna be a Christmas to remember. Light up the fireplace and Nat King Cole, always sentimental, and don't you know that it's gonna be a Christmas to remember. To remember. A Christmas to remember.
So let's be in that space of gratitude now for the abundance of good flowing in this ministry today, the abundance of God moving as joyful tears and light and laughter and love and prosperity in all good ways. We are blessed, so blessed. So let's open ourselves. Let's be prepared for good to pour forth as Scripture promised, heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. For that's the law, and so it is. Amen. Okay, while I'm still in the space of gratitude, I did want to give a big thank you to the magical team of elves that Christmased us last week. Many of the group that gathered here on Thanksgiving Day, assisted primarily by the Pack family and the McMurray family, got our trees up and did all of that. And then another team, including Linda and some others, finished the flourishes this week. So thank you to those folks for making sure our sanctuary is beautiful. All right, it's time. Yes. It's time to talk about the party. This Friday night, December 8th at 5:30 at Hotel Venezia is our gala celebration. We have already sold over 170 tickets. Yes, that is awesome. Like, that's more, Nathan, that's more than the people in the room right now, right? By 8, yes. So there's 162 in here, 170, or plus more. So today, after church, is our deadline to get your tickets because we have to call in our head count tomorrow. So if you're planning on coming, you want to stop at the gala table and get your tickets. So I want to just tell a few details about the event. As I said, it's at the Hotel Venezia, which is on the north end of the Venice bypass. It's right down from Bird Bay Plaza on that same side of the road, across from TJ Maxx Winn-Dixie. So 5:30 we begin to gather in the ballroom there, and there's going to be a cash bar there. So we'll have our drinks. We're going to begin the silent auction bidding. As soon as you get there, you can peruse what is now over 80 silent auction items. Everything you can imagine, artwork and wine and massages and gift cards and jewelry and baskets of just on and on and on and on. So quick question, how many of you were planning at any point to purchase even one Christmas gift for someone in your life? Anybody here planning on buying a Christmas gift at any point? Okay, well, if you're coming to the gala, how magical is this? You can buy a gift for loved ones, and every penny does not go to a store or a big conglomerate or anywhere else. Every penny goes right to the principal of our mortgage. That's everybody wins right there. So we're going to do some shopping, so we'll have that, and then our meal will be at approximately 6. It's a buffet-style meal. Unless you ordered vegetarian or vegan, you will get a plated special meal. The buffet, we have salad and rolls and roasted potatoes and roasted vegetables and a choice of either Brazilian rubbed salmon or chicken caprese. So that's going to be our meal. So we'll enjoy a wonderful meal together. When that comes to a close, we will have our live auction that's going to be led by our fabulous Neil Vandery, professional auctioneer. And we have 6 amazing items for live auction. There's information about all those out on the display, a sunset flight in a private plane over New York City, yep, it's all coming up behind me, I think, what's next, just flip it to what's next so I can do it in order. Yes, a gourmet cooking class with me that's going to be super fun. I'm going to show you my secrets of how to be an amazing cook. We also have a gourmet dinner cooked by me at our home for a group of up to 10 with a concert by Act 3, which is Jamie and Lisa and Terry. We have a lake house in Sebring, Florida that's a 5-night rental. The place rents usually for $525 a night right on the lake. And we have a fishing package, Unity reserved parking for a year, VIP parking with your name on a sign. And then we have a wonderful offshore fishing package. So lots of great things, as well as all the silent auction items. So we'll do the live auction. We have a DJ for dancing. We're going to have a great time. We're going to play all generation wonderful music. And we'll close out the silent auction at 8. And then we'll we'll do our accounting. We'll be announcing. We'll have our goal when we get there. I'm going to the bank tomorrow to get the payoff amount, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of $36,000 now. So that's whatever that payoff amount is, our goal. We're paying that mortgage off before the end of the night. And the one other thing I want you to begin to think about is, as I did a few years ago at the gala, I'm going to invite people to sponsor my steps, because I wear a step counter. And a penny a step to sponsor my steps as just one additional way to support the fundraising. So, for example, a penny a step, if I walk 10,000 steps, then that's $100. At the gala, the last time I did this, I walked 30,000 steps. But I will promise you it will be less this year because that included me being part of the setup team. And this year we have such an expansive and phenomenal gala team that I will be home on my couch while setup is happening so that I can gear up for the evening. So there'll be a sheet there that night that if you want to be one of my step sponsors, you can do that, and we'll reveal that and close that off at 8 o'clock. So before lots of the dancing has happened. If we got to the end of the dancing, I might hit 30. So it's going to be a fabulous night. Today is the deadline. And I was just sitting back there thinking that on December the 7th, 2008, my mother, Reverend Patricia Ryder, stood right on this spot and gave the first sermon ever in this facility. So this weekend, our gala is 15 years from that day. And it is my deepest heart's desire and goal that on that night, we finish what she started. Do it, Mama. We're gonna do it. We're going to do it. So I look forward to grand celebration with you. Before you leave today, you may want to walk by the bulletin board and say bye-bye to all those caterpillars because they're all going to become butterflies by the end of Friday night. So it's going to be a grand night. I can't wait to see you. It's a cocktail attire, which means just kind of like not shorts and blue jeans. But you can get as fancy as you want. I'm floor length. I have sequins and ruffles. And really pretty shoes that aren't tennis shoes. So it's going to be a great night. I can't wait to celebrate with all of you, our unity family and the holidays and this great goal we're going to achieve together. So, all right, they are wonderfully patiently waiting in the hall. So let's open those back doors and let our beautiful children in.
I love the seashells, I love the sandy beach, I love the shark's teeth, I love the manatees, I love the whole world,
And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada. I love the fellowship, I love to co-create, I love the Christ light, I love to meditate, I love the whole world, it's such a brilliant place. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I know that there were pieces of that video that were a little bit hard to see because there's so much light in this room, but I'm sure if it isn't already, it'll be on our church Facebook page by the end of the day so that you can go back and take a look because you'll want to see the nuances of that. And I think that was it. God's Cafe is open for wonderful lunch. You write down who you want at your tables. Give that to Linda at the table. Gala tickets, last chance. And there's tons of fantastic Christmas stuff in the bookstore. Speaking of buying gifts, profits from that also go to support your church. So shop with us. Yay. All right. And remember, when you see a Santa, all things are possible. When you see a wreath, we are one. And when you see a light, I am the light, you are the light, the world is filled with light. And so it is. Let's stand and join hands for our peace song and prayer for protection. See you on Friday.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the place that was meant to be. With God as our Father, Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Andy.